So you want to take a tour of the property, huh? Well, should we walk? No, you don't want to walk. Well, what else? Should we take the Suburban? No, you don't want to take the Suburban. Well, how about the bicycle? Does that sound like fun? What do you want to take? The tractor? Okay. Put on my seatbelt. And away we go.
Okay, here we go. We're riding down to the back of the property. This path right here leads all the way to the end of the 9 acres. On the left side is the neighbor's property, and you may notice that it does have electric lines. At one point, somebody, the previous owner, must have had a like a home or mobile home or something back here where they were able to get power lines and also cable lines. So I did find a area where I think is a septic system, and as we continue to go up this hill, you'll see that there's a flat part, and I believe that's where the manufactured home or the mobile home or whatever they had up there, that was where that was located. It is nice to know that at some point I can add a building back there and have the power lines already there. So that's nice. So right now we're going uphill to the top. The main home is behind me, and there's that power pole, and that runs all the way up to the top. You can't see it, it's on the right hand side. Up here is a clearing where that home was located, but this has always been cleared out, so I've been able to use the tractor to keep it bush hogged and keep the weeds down so that I have a path that goes back here. And that's the flat area. There's some trash back here that needs to be cleaned up, and some tires and junk, and I'm working on that. Since I was able to get the tractor, I think this is going to make that job a lot easier. See, the metal gas tank needs to be moved. And now we're starting to head downhill towards the back of the property. And it's all hardwoods. There's a few pines, which is really nice. The last home we lived at, most of the trees were pines, and we have a lot of pollen, but boy, it was really bad there. I was in Jackson, Georgia. So we're in Lizella, just outside of Macon on the south side, not too far from exit 1, which is on 475. And now we're starting to roll downhill. Unfortunately, our property doesn't have any water, just hardwoods. There's a deer stand on the right hand side. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know if I looked over there with the camera. So, okay. There's a deer stand on the right hand side. You see it? I've never been up there. I think before I go up there, I'm going to go ahead and kind of shore it up a little bit, make sure it's safe. Get rid of this limb while I'm here. Gotta love the tractor. Push that out of the way. Bam. And there's a deer stand. I guess I did give you a pretty good look at it. And that looks down this hill. And if you're up there on top of the deer stand, you can, in the wintertime when there's not as much foliage, you can look all the way down there and you can see deer. We do have a lot of deer. This tree right here fell over during a storm, I think about 2 years ago. I was able to cut it up and use most of it for firewood. So this is a pretty steep downward slope towards the bottom of the property. And there's a kind of a clearing at the end here. Kind of, I'll push another limb out of the way there. Good. I like to keep it clear so I can bring the Jeep back with the trailer. This is where I collect firewood. There was a couple trees down in front of us. I cut them up and put them on the trailer. So I like to be able to bring my Jeep down here. All right, now that is the neighbor's property. He owns several acres, and that's cleared land right behind my property, or Tracy's property. Okay, so we're going to head back up. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it so you can take a quicker trip back to the main home. Okay, this is a like a shed that the previous owner had built. I believe he was an auto mechanic and he used this to repair cars, and then he sold the land next to the house and built the 3-car garage. I think that's what happened. But this is an area I think he was using to repair cars, which I use for storage, and it needs to be completely redone. So we're going to go up to the house now on the left side, or actually the backyard. And it's kind of in the middle of summer. It's kind of hot, and I need to do some outside work, but this is the chicken coop / garage. On the back side I keep my lawnmower, and then the chickens are in the front, and the right is the deck, built that, and the pizza oven on the right hand side, and that is a watershed, and then the smoker. All of those were not here when that's the deck. I built all that. All that was not here when we bought the house, so I added it. And now we're going to take a trip to the back. That's Heather's little apartment. and little planters. We got some little plants in there, and we're going down in the back to the shed that that guy built. And he didn't do a really great job with it. It was poorly constructed. We'll show you the back side of it here. Try to keep from getting my eyes poked out. And I'm going to, my plan is to completely reconstruct it, rebuild it with block, and then use it to raise chickens, meat birds. It's just used for storage right now. There you go. And I'm in the process of doing that. I'm going to get some block and put a new roof on it. I'm backing up here, going to take us back to the house. Okay, going back to the side of the property on the main trail. And there's a gate up there in front of us, and that leads to the main road. So you can open that gate and drive down and drive on the property. But this is kind of a little shortcut I use. Takes us to the garage. Okay, there you have it. There's my dump trailer. We'll go ahead and park it up and go ahead and take you on another tour later on. Put this in the garage and in the shade. Give it a nice wash and make sure it's clean. There we go. Alright, thanks for riding along.